is Jen from Cookies, Cupcakes, and Cardio.com. I'm here today to show you how to make a very simple vanilla buttercream. We've been doing a series of videos on how to make a homemade cake from scratch, and this is the next video and the buttercream process. If you hadn't had a chance yet, make sure you go back and check out how to make a simple filling, which is a ganache, chocolate ganache, and how to make a very simple one bowl vanilla cake that we did in our previous videos. But now we're going to do how to make a simple buttercream with vanilla flavoring. So what you're going to need for this simple vanilla buttercream is half a cup of butter, 3 cups of icing sugar, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and then we're going to use about 4 tablespoons of milk. So what we're going to start with is in our kitchen stand mixer. And if you don't have a stand mixer, you can just use regular handheld beaters. We're going to put in our butter and start to mix it up. Just a nice medium speed to get it nice and fluffy. About 30 seconds. And when that's mixed up, or just fluffed over there, I'm just going to put in about 2 cups of the icing sugar. You don't need to be exact at this point. It's all going to end up in there, but about 2 is good to start with. When you turn your mixer back on, make sure you start at a very low speed. You don't want to have that big poof of icing sugar go flying through your kitchen. Just going to start it nice and slow, and I'm going to add the 2 teaspoons of vanilla flavoring. And gradually adding our tablespoons of milk. I'm going to start with just 1 to start with. Pour it in nice and slowly. And a second. So you can hear the mixer start to have to work a little bit harder. That means the milk is hid in there, and that's all normal. So at this point I'm going to stop it and scrape down my sides before I add any more sugar or milk. So I want to make sure everything's incorporated at this point, scraped off the bottom. Then we can get a nice clean, or a nice smooth, fluffy buttercream out of this. And don't forget our sugar, so our remaining cup. Start it slowly again. And we're going to add 1 more tablespoon of milk. And a 4th and final. Depending on how you like your buttercream, you might want to add a little bit more, a little bit less milk. In order to ice the cake easily, you want it to be fairly soft, but not so soft that it's runny. So I'm just going to put this speed up to medium. And just give it a good whip. Mix it all in so there's no butter chunks or any of the icing sugar clumped in here. So it's quite a simple process. 1 more scrape of the bowl, make sure we've got everything. And often I find the stuff gets stuck in the paddle. So really scrape out those little corners of your paddle in your mixer and your bowl. And just 1 more mix for about 30 seconds. And then I'm going to show you how to ice the entire cake. So now we're going to cover the cake with our buttercream. Starting out by putting, I like to put lots on the top and just grab from there. I find that's a little bit easier than grabbing from the bowl, and it also keeps your bowl clean. So I'm just going to take like a little scoop off the top, start at the side, and just gently go around the cake. Moving all the way around. Pushing gently, because you don't want your cake to be sliding around on your cake board or pushing around the layers of your cake, especially if you have a filling in there. Just moving around slowly. So when I've got the outside covered, I move to the inside and just pressing lightly, making sure that I'm covering the entire top. And also what's helpful is if you overlap on the edge a little bit, it gives you a cleaner line when you go back and do the sides again. So I'm just going over, adding more, any holes that I see. So I'm just showing you just so simply with this. Now I'm going to go back over here. Going all the way around. And then in order to get like these little gaps that you can see down in the front here, you just put a little bit of icing on your tip and then just work that area with your tip as the focus. So this part can become time consuming, just based on the number of times you can go to get it absolutely perfectly smooth. If this is your first time, you've done an excellent job just getting to this point. And there you have it. I'm just finishing off the top. A homemade cake completely from scratch. So we started with a homemade from scratch vanilla cake recipe and did the baking. We have a chocolate ganache filling in the center from scratch, and now we've covered it in a homemade vanilla buttercream. If you missed any of those videos, make sure you go back and see the rest of them in our series. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Remember, if you have any comments or questions, please leave them. We love hearing from you. And remember to subscribe to our channel. Thanks a lot.